up, everybody? Welcome to No Brainer MMA.
Good.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm chilling. How about you?
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, this month hiatus was nice.
Yeah, we needed some time off.
Yeah, we're working hard.
And hardly working.
Yeah, and the fucking gambling is legal now in fucking
Yeah, sports betting is legal now in New York, which means we're not telling you illegal information.
Yeah. Which is great. We don't have to worry. I was talking to people earlier. I was like, you don't have to worry about getting your legs busted anymore. Which it kind of sucks though. Like with a bookie, you pay like once a week, whatever. Like if you're up or if you're down. But if you want to do this legal stuff, like you have to pay every time you place a bet, and that's like annoying.
You gotta have the money available, like time and place.
Yeah, but also like I kind of like the bookie. It's like if they ever make like weed legal too, I'm gonna be like, damn, it was kind of more fun when it was illegal.
Weed is legal.
Oh, is it legal? Wait,
weed is legal in New York State.
Not federally. It's one, right?
Not federally.
I'm not a fucking lawyer, but yeah, it loses its spark once it's legal. You know what I mean?
We don't have it's recreationally legal here, but it's illegal to buy it still. It's weird. Right. We don't have any dispensaries open because New York takes forever to do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, pretty dope. Down like the mafia took a hit. No pun intended. See, that I didn't even mean to do that, but that was pretty good. You like that?
Yeah, I liked it.
All right, let's get right into this. It's been too long. We're gonna have to like get the rust off. This is
rust.
UFC Fight Night, Calvin Kattar versus Giga Chikadze. And we're going to get right into the first fight, which is Vanessa Demopolis versus Silvia Gomez Juarez.
Yes, sir. So we're just going straight into the main event and then working out. I'm kidding. Yeah, so we got Vanessa Demopolis, who has lost she lost in the Contender Series back in 2020 and then fought a year later in 2021, losing both efforts. She lost to JJ Aldrich in her last fight. It's a fairly close fight, but it was pretty evident that Aldrich won the fight, and she also lost to Corey McKenna on the Contender Series. So this is probably her last chance in the UFC, but you could make the same argument for Juarez.
It's fair.
She got taken down 5 times in her fight against Lupi, where she finally succumbed to a submission in the 4 minutes into the first round. So she got back up, but she kept getting taken down and down and down and down and down in her last fight. But Lupi's a fucking beast. So like I'm not gonna use that again. But Juarez is 37. She's getting up there in age a little bit. And then Demopolis, she's been trying her hand out a lot in grappling bouts recently, or at least I watched. She had that one night one day where she grappled a couple times. She did get subbed, but she did win her first match of the tournament. So yeah, both of these ladies on the wrong side of 30, 33 for Demopolis, 37 for Juarez. I just don't love this fight either way. Do you like this fight?
I'm not excited for this one, if I'm being honest. I'm not too excited about this.
Yeah, it's just like
I could take it earlier. If it got canceled, I would not blink an eye.
Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't put any money on this per se, but I do think Juarez could maybe kind of outwork her on the feet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes Demopolis' way either. I think she's got a better grappling game than Juarez.
Right.
But neither of them are fantastic grapplers by any means. But Juarez has only lost twice, and that's to Ariane Lipski and Lupi Godinez. So
right.
Those are some that's tough competition right there.
Yeah, it is.
So, and to actually no, she's lost 3 times. And to Poliana Botello, who's also in the UFC, and she got finished after the 4th round. She quit, but still. Should be interesting.
That's not a good look. That was
back in 2015. That's
okay.
7 years ago.
Yeah,
now,
come on.
2022. Come on.
All right, so you're taking Juarez, right?
Yeah, ever so slightly. I don't even want to count this. I don't like this.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to bet, I think. Demopolis, though, she is the former LFA champion. She's 0-2 so far in the UFC. She took that JJ Aldridge fight on short notice at a higher weight class, and she put up a pretty good fight. So I give it to.
She did fight at flyweight.
I give her credit for that. She has a 6-4 record, pretty extensive amateur record. She fought Caitlin Chikagian, and she beat Cheyenne Buys on the amateur circuit. She's a BJJ practitioner, wins mostly by submission. Striking seems to be.
You hear what happened with her?
What'd you say?
You hear what happened to Cheyenne Buys now that she's not Buys?
No, what happened?
Fucked Roman Dolidze, cheated on her husband.
No.
Apparently. This is what I'm here. This is what I heard. I got put in this random fucking MMA chat on Twitter. And I scrolled through it and I saw they were posting videos on that today. I was like, what the fuck? That's weird.
Dude,
I just had to bring that up.
It was weird that she changed her name a couple of fights
out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, dude, she fucked Roman Dolidze.
Yeah, I know you love that guy too.
No, but he can't last 5 minutes in a fight. I can't imagine him having great cardio when he's banging.
Yeah, I mean, probably just putting out minimal effort.
He sits on he's just a bottom, just
yeah,
hanging out.
Or he's third round deletes just
just sweaty and sloppy. Dude, I feel bad for that. He gets knocked out in the UFC, and then his wife bangs Roman Dolidze. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, and now he can't get his next fight because he can't go to Britain or something.
Yeah, and he can't get it up.
Sucks for that guy, man.
Demopolis, she's got a minus 1.5 striking differential, is yet to record a takedown, even though she is a BJJ practitioner. She went 0-7 so far in the UFC. Taking on Silvia Juarez, who's 0-1 in the UFC, losing her debut on a short notice fight again against Lupi Godinez. She got killed, though, taken down 5 times.
Absolutely ran through.
Yeah, subbed in the first round. She's got a 10-3 record, fought some pretty good competition, losing to Poliana Botella, like you said, Ariane Lipsky, and won against Vanessa Mello, who I think has since been cut. I'm not totally sure about Vanessa Mello, but she was on the UFC roster.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
She won her last fight.
Oh, nice. I know she had 4 losses in a row or something, or 3 losses in a row or something like that. It wasn't a good look, but
and she bounced back. I think. Yeah, she beat Sarah Moras her last fight.
Oh, nice.
I mean, she lost to Irene Aldana, Tracy Cortez, and Carol Rosa, and
pretty good. That's good competition. Yeah. Where was I? She's a striker, winning 6 fights by KO TKO. I think this is a classic striker versus grappler. Both guys are not, or both gals are not high level competition. Juarez had her takedown defense exploited in that first fight. I expect Demopolis to try to do the same thing, not to mention her back is against the wall in this one, 0-2 to start your UFC career. So I'm going to go with Demopolis and a bounce back win in this one.
Yeah, either way, I'm not putting money on it. So
yeah, that one's very tough. Very tough. I wouldn't bet on it unless you have a really strong feeling about one or the other. The odds are dead even, so minus 110 for both. So it's a pick 'em. Pick whoever you want. But we're disagreeing on this one. I'm going to go with Vanessa Demopolis. Dan's going to go with Silviana Gomez Juarez. And we're going to move right into the next one, which is Brian Kelleher versus Saeed Yobuk Kakramanov. Saeed Yobuk Kakramanov.
Saeed Yobuk?
Something like that. Brian Kelleher, 3-2 in his last 5, single-handedly resurrected his career in 2020, fought 4 times when all this COVID shit was going down, winning 3 of those fights, getting performance of the night or fight of the night in those fights. Then went 1-1 in 2021. He's a well-rounded guy, finished 18 of his 23 wins, 10 by sub, 8 by KO, has a brown belt in BJJ from 10th Planet Long Island. He's got a minus 1.1 striking differential, 40% accuracy, 1.3 takedowns per fight at 59% takedown defense. He's a gamer. His stats don't really show it, but he knows how to get a win. He'll change his game plan if he has to, but he really knows how to just grind out a win, and his stats don't really show that. He's taken on Saeed Yobuk Kakramanov, who made his UFC debut in his last time out. Very tough opponent, Trevin Jones. We love Trevin Jones on this podcast. Huge Trevin Jones fans. And that was on a 4-day notice.
And he beat him.
And he traveled from Uzbekistan, who's God knows where.
I think he trains in California, but he might live out in Uzbekistan. If I'm not
but on a 4-day notice, he went from Uzbekistan to Vegas and pulled off a submission win against Trevin Jones. It's just like something you read about. And he's got a win over Asker, who has a lot of hype right now over in the LFA. Solid competition. His grappling is pretty great. He's won the U.S. Open in judo, and he's a multiple-time Sambo champ. If you look at Brian Kelleher's last 2 losses, they were to Ricky Simone and Cody Stamann, both guys that are very good and have very grappling-heavy approaches. And I think Kakramanov will do this similar to what they did. Just close the difference, use your grappling, and I think Kakramanov will get the win here.
Yeah. He's well-rounded.
You lagged.
All that good shit, but like
you lagged. Start that over.
He is good, but like
start that over, Dan. Dan, start that over because you lagged like in the old beginning.
I was starting it over.
Oh, you were? Oh shit, my bad. I didn't think you heard me.
No, you're good.
You're lagging. All right, my bad.
All right, I'll start that. Yeah, Kelleher is good. He's fairly decent at everything. He's got decent striking, decent wrestling, decent PJJ, but like at the same time, I don't think he's elite in any of those areas. I think you could agree with me there.
Yeah, and he's not elite, but he's very well rounded.
All trades, master of none type deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like he got absolutely like wrestle fucked by Ricky Simone back in February.
10 takedowns. I think Ricky Simone had 10 takedowns.
He had 6.
Oh, but 6. I'm thinking of someone else then.
Yeah, it's just, and he lost that fight to Cody Stamann. Cody Stamann only had him down twice, but he did outland him by like 30 something strikes. So right. That's a win, you know. I'm not gonna go all the way back to his losses against Montel Jackson and John Lineker because that's a little far back.
Yeah, I would agree.
But like it's a little too far back. But like the Kelleher and Simone losses is where I'm drawing most of this information from. I really like Kakramanov. He's got a pretty good game all around, honestly.
He does.
He did get stopped 3 years ago now almost by Pipe Vargas. He got clipped by a flying knee, and his only other loss is to Umar Nurmagomedov,
who's undefeated, 13-0.
Yeah, so that's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, and that other thing, that Pipe Vargas fight just seemed kind of like a fluke flying knee type situation.
Yeah, I don't like Kelleher. Like, I don't think Kelleher's a good fighter, but I don't think he's got the ability to just show up and fucking beat Kakramanov.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you.
I like him, and he's 10 minutes away. Like, he's fighting out of Selden, dude. He's a Selden boy.
He's about 10 minutes away from us, but that's why it always it hurts me to go against them. Local guy, very well rounded, resurrected his career. Like I said, it's like a Rudy story. He came back. He got cut from the UFC in 2018. Came back in 2020 when no one wanted to fight because of COVID, and like just really showed that he improved. But yeah, I think Kakramanov is something else.
Yeah.
So we're gonna agree on that one, right then?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna go with Saeed Yobuk Kakramanov, and we're gonna move right into the next one, which is
Dakota Harry Bush.
Dude, what a funny
actual nickname.
Yeah, Dakota Harry Bush versus Vyacheslav Borschev. Let me start that over. Harry Bush versus Vyacheslav Borschev.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You want this one?
Yeah. Yeah, so Borschev he's another Russian fighting out of Team Alpha Male. You can guess what his style is already just by knowing those.
Grappling, right?
Yeah, he's good all around, but like this dude's a fucking grappler. He stopped Chris Duncan in his UFC contender series fight back in October.
Right.
And now he's taking on Harry Bushman.
Bushman.
He's honestly pretty well-rounded himself. What?
I like him. I like Dakota Bush.
Yeah, like he's got solid jiu-jitsu. He's got solid. His striking's not bad either.
No,
but I'm not taking the Harry Bushman in this fight. I'm just gonna make it short and sweet. I feel like I dragged on the last one or 2 fights ago. I feel like I dragged the first 2. So yeah, I'll make this one quick.
Make it short and sweet.
Yeah. I'm taking Borschev in this fight. I mean, he knocked out that dude Chris Duncan in his last fight. It was like a 1-punch ordeal. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's finished all 3 of those fights. He's only lost 1 fight, and that was to a split decision in December of 2020. So it's been over a year. I think he's gotten a lot better since then. And he's been in the LFA since he was in the LFA, like his second pro fight.
Right.
So that's pretty impressive, if you ask me. And then he lost that split decision to William Starks, and then he went to Titan FC and won 2 fights there, and then hopped right onto the contender series. So I like this guy's trajectory. This guy's when I was doing the tape for him, I was like, I'm going to keep an eye on this guy, especially if he wins.
Yeah, he's very interesting. He's got an interesting story.
Yeah, he's a -180, so he's not that big of a favorite. He is a favorite, but like I'll throw that on a parlay.
I would throw that straight.
All right.
But I'm not done. I'm just getting started. Dakota Bush made his UFC debut in his last time out against Austin Hubbard, lost one-sidedly, and I don't think Austin Hubbard is that good. He's got an 8-3 pro record, 8-1 amateur record, very extensive. He's a former state wrestling champion wrestler. Wins mostly by submission, as you'd think. I believe recently he moved his camp over to Glory MMA, which is my favorite MMA gym. James Krause. I'm a huge fan of James Krause. Unbelievably huge fan. He couldn't really get his striking going in his last fight, but the biggest thing was he couldn't get back to his feet after getting taken down, or he would get the takedown and get reversed right away. And it like the time just started to add up. He's taken on Vyacheslav Borschev. I keep fucking that up. Who only has a 5-1 record, but he was a former K1 kickboxing champ, coming off an impressive KO win on the Contender Series.
And he's got good wrestling.
He's got decent wrestling for a guy that's a kickboxer. I will say that.
I think he's got good wrestling in general, especially with like the team he's training out of.
That's fair to say. But he was taken down twice and out wrestled on the Contender Series. He was able to stand right back up, which is what you want to see from a guy who mostly does his work on the feet. If you get taken down, you get right back up. It's great to see. I'm not sure if I would bet this one 100%. But I am going to agree with you. I am going to go with Borschev in this one, but I think it is a little closer in my mind.
I don't like Dakota Bush's top control enough to fucking say like, you know, like I feel like
that might be a problem.
He's going to be able to get back up.
And Borschev is he's a strong dude, so I can see I see him getting right back up. He did it in his last fight. He made it look easy.
Yeah, and I could see him clipping him on the feet, you know, like, and just taking it down to the ground after, like, if he drops him or something, you know, like him taking Dakota Bush down after, like, you know.
Yeah, that's true, but just never count out that Glory MMA.
What happened?
Never count out that Glory MMA. James Krause in your corner, anything's possible. But we are going to agree on this one. We're both going to go with Vyacheslav Borschev. We're going to move right into the next one, which is Court McGee versus Ramis Brahmanage.
Do you want to take this one? I have shit for this, but I didn't do too much. I should have done more.
Yeah, you got it. I'm going to start off with Court McGee. 2-3 in his last 5. He has 12 years of UFC experience under his belt. Gone to decision in 9 out of his last 10 fights. He's got like a very methodical fight style. Doesn't put too much power into his punches. Just touches you, outpoints you, and then as the fight goes on, it starts to accumulate, and he starts to wear on his opponents. They slow down, and he goes to decision. That's like most of his fights as of recently, in his second half of his career at least. He was known for his grappling in the first part of his career, I would say, but that has slowed over
You're
time.
talking about Court McGee, right?
Yeah, Court McGee.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's his wrestling shit hasn't been.
Yeah, he's maybe he just feels like he's got less strength, or I don't know what it is. He's an older guy. He's 37 years old, but that part of his game has slowed dramatically, I would think. He's taken on Ramis Brahmanage, who's 1-1 in the UFC. He's a submission artist. All 9 of his wins coming by submission. 8 of those wins in the first round. All 3 of his losses went to the third round. And he does slow as the fight goes on a bit.
He does. That's one note that I have for him.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I see this fight going. Brahmanage I think he'll really go for that sub as he usually does in the first round. And he's gonna
Sasha Plitnikov in his last fight.
Yeah, Plitnikov. I don't buy the hype on Plitnikov, but I don't see him subbing Court McGee whatsoever. I think Court McGee is able to weather the storm, and then second round, third round, Court McGee's gonna take over, and I'm seeing a Court McGee decision here.
Yeah, this fight is my gross/stay away from of the night. I could see it going your way, and I could see it going
you're wrong on that.
What?
You're wrong on that. This is not even close to the grossest fight on here.
Actually, no, there's a grosser.
There's like maybe 2 grosser fights.
Take that. Take words and just completely ignore them.
This fight's sick.
Compared. But what was I saying? I could see Brahmanage. I can't even say his fucking name. Brahmanage. But yeah, like I could see Brahmanage kind of taking like the first half of the fight, and then Court McGee taking the second half of the fight. But I don't think he's going to lose everything after the first round per se. I think he's able to kind of keep his gas tank for 2 rounds before Court McGee starts taking over. But Court McGee doesn't give a fuck. This dude's died and came back. So I don't know. But also he's old. Like Court McGee's fucking old. I've been seeing, like, I remember he's only 37, which is crazy because I feel like
he's like right there. He's like maybe he's at the second half of his career, but he's not totally gone yet. There's still hope for Court McGee to get a couple more wins.
I feel like I saw him on The Ultimate Fighter like 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah, isn't that scary?
Yeah.
That's gross.
But yeah, I'm gonna take Brahmanage, however you fucking say his name. This fight's really could go either way though. I would stay away from this fight at least. It's not the gross fight of the night, but it's my stay away from.
Yeah, this fight is very close. I'm looking at the odds right now. Court McGee's a -120 and Brahmanage is a +100, so it's near even. At least the odds makers think so. I think Court McGee, the cardio Court is going to take over, and I see him winning rounds 2 and 3. I could see him giving up the first round though. Unanimous decision, 2-1 rounds. That's what I'm going with, Court McGee. And who are you going with, Dan? You're going with Ramis Brahmanage?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to disagree on that one. We're going to move right into the next one, which is Jamie Pickett versus Joseph Holmes.
Yeah.
You want this one, Dan?
I could take it.
Take it away.
Yeah, so Joseph Holmes, he fought in the Contender Series back in October, and then fought in Dana White's Looking for a Fight in November. He finished both fights with a sub in the first one and a knockout in the second one. He didn't land very many strikes in his Contender Series fight. but that's why he didn't get signed. But at the same time, this dude's 6'4" with an 80-inch reach at 185, which is pretty fucking.
Both guys have an 80-inch reach.
I was gonna say this guy's got some long ass fucking arms.
Yeah.
So does Jamie.
Usually, that's Jamie Pickett's like selling point. It's like, oh, Jamie Pickett, he's got a 6-inch reach on this guy. He's gonna win, and he never wins.
Yeah, I'm just not a big like Jamie Pickett got. He got stopped by fucking Jordan Wright. It's like, I don't know how I feel about it.
The chin. Jordan the chin Wright.
Yeah. For that reason and that reason being, I don't trust this dude's fucking chin at all.
Dude, that's my same reason is I just can't trust Jamie Pickett.
Yeah, I can't trust Jamie Pickett. I'm taking Joseph Holmes in this fight. I don't know what the odds are right now, but I got Holmes.
Yeah, the odds minus 150 in favor of Joseph Holmes. But Jamie Pickett, 2-3 in his last 5. Nothing terrible.
Holmes is taking on short notice.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But that's how even the odds makers don't like Jamie.
Yeah, nobody wants to put money down on Jamie Pickett.
And I get why. I get it. His selling point, even the UFC, he went 1-2 on the Contender Series, and now he's gone 1-2 in the UFC. Nothing spectacular. They gave him 3 different chances on the Contender Series. That's how much they wanted Jamie Pickett to win. Because you look at him, he's huge. He's got he's long, he's lanky, like you said, an 80-inch reach. But he hasn't impressed me at all in the UFC. He's got a minus 1.4 striking differential, 1.6 takedowns per fight at 50% accuracy. That's his best part of his game right there, those stats. Takes a lot of damage when he fights, which is probably why he's been knocked down in 2 of his last 3 fights. Taking on Joseph Holmes, who's making his UFC debut after a 2nd-round sub on the Contender Series. He's on a 7-fight winning streak, all fights ending by finish, 5 by sub, 2 by KO, TKO. And only seeing the 3rd round in his pro career debut, which he lost, by the way. Yeah. But I think that Holmes is able to get this one done. There's a lot of question marks around Holmes, but that's how much it shows you how much we don't trust Jamie Pickett. There's so many question marks around Holmes right now, and we can't side with Holmes, who's been in the UFC for I think 6. I think he's had 6 or 7 6 fights. Yeah. 1-2, 1-2. So he's had 6 fights under the UFC umbrella, and he's just haven't impressed us yet. So, yeah, I'm glad we're agreeing on this one.
On this podcast.
What'd you say?
I don't think I've ever taken him on this podcast.
I mean, yeah, it's tough to, dude.
He could win this, but like, I don't trust it.
Nah, I don't think he takes this one. I really don't. And I like this minus 150 Joseph Holmes. That's money right there. That's some good money. I really like that. But we're both agreeing. We're both going to go with Joseph Holmes in that one. We're going to move right into the next one, which is Joe Anderson Brito versus Bill Algeo. And I'm going to start off with Joe Anderson Brito, who's making.
You want me to take this one so you could take your next one?
Oh, that's probably a good idea. I'll take the next one for sure. You take this one.
Let's say I want Royval and Bontorin. Joe Anderson Brito. He is fighting out of a shoot box. It's not the Diego Lima one, but still, that's a fucking good gym. It's like fighting out of ATT fucking
like Texas. But that's what I said. I was talking about I was talking about our boy Brian Kelleher earlier, and I was like 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Long Island. Like not the 10th Planet you're thinking of.
Not Eddie Bravo's.
Not Eddie Bravo's. The exact opposite location of Eddie Bravo's in the United States. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, one's right next to sea level and one's very high above sea level. But yeah, looking at Brito's fucking career so far, this guy hasn't lost since 2015, which was his second, or his third fight. He started off his career 1-2, but then he's gone on this fucking streak and he's been very active up until 2019, where he was fighting like 4 or 5 times, or at least 3 or 4 times a year. And then I think he got injured or the pandemic hit him and he wasn't able to fight really in 2020. He came back last year. This guy's ranked on Tapology, at least, he's ranked number 1 out of 854 pro featherweights in the United States and 3 out of 756 active featherweights in Brazil, professionals.
No, not only that, dude, he's ranked number 1 in the entire Latin America.
Yeah.
Not even Brazil. Like, what was he for in Brazil? That's pretty big. 3. But yeah, number 1, and that's like Mexico to like northern South America. Like, he's number 1 there and number 1 in America.
Yeah. And then fucking Bill Algeo.
He beat Spike Carlisle.
Yeah, I mean, we both had that. But he lost his last fight to Ricardo Ramos, which I think we both saw.
Yeah,
that.
I knew Ramos was gonna get that one. And Ramos beat him twice.
Yeah.
One-sidedly both times.
No, are you thinking about Ricardo Lamas and then Ricardo Ramos?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's
because he definitely lost both of those pretty one-sidedly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've seen enough of Bill Algeo at this point to see what he fights like. And see who he kind of is. I'm interested to see this guy Joe Anderson Brito come into the UFC and see what he can do. Algeo has a pretty nice height advantage.
It's whatever.
Yeah, 6 feet compared to 5'8". But I like Brito's power and his, like, he's a stocky, short, powerful dude. That's just how I'm looking at it. He kind of dominated that fight against Lopez. Lopez did threaten with some submissions, but at the same time, Brito was able to just take him down and just
it was nothing too serious.
So yeah, I see him kind of doing the same thing in this fight. He's also got some power on the feet, so I like Brito in this fight. I think he's able to take it. That's
yeah, dude. You hit on like all the points I was trying to hit on. Number 1 fighter in multiple places according to Tapology, at least at 145 pounds. On 11-0-1 undefeated streak, hasn't lost a fight since 2016. Very well-rounded fighter. Really showed a complete game in that Contender Series fight. Getting a plus 2.3 striking differential, landing 3 takedowns. Also finished 10 of his 12 wins.
Yeah.
He's only 26 years old. He's a young guy. Taking on Bill Algeo, 1-3 under the UFC umbrella. He's a high volume striker, really good at striking, some good boxing. He's got a plus 1.4 striking differential, but only 55% takedown defense. Gets taken down way too much than you like to see. He's been taken down in his last 4 fights. He's been taken down 3 times, 5 times, 4 times, and 8 times. So yeah, it just shows you right there. You can't win a fight like that. And the problem is, instead of getting back up to his feet, like we mentioned earlier, he gets complacent on the ground because he's a BJJ black belt. So he gets complacent on the ground. He goes for subs and stuff like that, and he loses control time. And that's
kind of like what the Diaz brothers do.
Yeah, that is a problem. You can't really. It's really tough to win fights that way.
Holland.
Yeah, you have to get very lucky and be very good on the ground.
Yeah, they all love their jiu-jitsu, and they're just like, I don't care if it goes to the ground. I got my subs, and then you look in the fight,
work out a lot of the times.
You're like, oh, you got controlled 11 minutes on the ground. The numbers aren't gonna be in your favor.
No, not at all. It's very tough. If it goes to the distance, it's very tough to win. Brito is a killer on the ground, and I think he'll be able to take this fight to the ground to get a win here in his UFC debut too, which is kind of tough. But yeah, I'm sorry, Bill Algeo, just very one-sided. Tough to pick a guy that one-sided. But we're both gonna agree, right, Dan? We're both gonna go with Joe Anderson Brito.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite bets on the night.
Yeah, I really like. What's that? Do you have a
minus 130?
Very nice. I like to see that. Back to back, those 2 fights. If you want to put a Holmes Brito parlay, I'm gonna do it. And right now that you said that, that's good money right there. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I might do the Royval and Bontorin fight instead, but yeah.
No, that one is a little shaky, a little bit more shaky. I'm more confident about those 2, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're gonna move right into the next one, which is Chase Sherman versus Jake Collier. And I'm gonna
gross fight of the night.
Yeah, this is gross fight of the night, which I just love. I love the gross fights of the night. I eat that shit up. And what a wild ride it's been for Jake Collier. He's a former middleweight, made his debut back in 2014. He had a little setback in 2017 when he popped for PEDs, got a 2-year ban, suspension at least. Came back 2 weight classes heavier. He's 265 pounds now. Went from 185 to 265 and 80 pounds in 2 years. Does not look good. He used to look like an athlete, like he's 6'3", so he's a tall guy for 185, slender. And then like you just see him now and you're like, dude, what the fuck happened to him? But he's gone 1-2 since
kind.
What'd you say?
Years have not been kind.
Not at all. And he's still he's a young guy. He's gone 1-2 since his suspension. I thought he was going to get that decision nod last time out against Carlos Felipe, but he lost a split decision. Very close fight. I thought he had it. I bet on him too. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Very close. His striking looked great since his return. He's gotten over 120 significant strikes in his last 2 fights. He has a plus 1.1 striking differential. Doesn't really grapple at all, as most heavyweights really. You get to be one-sided when you're a heavyweight, as I like to say. And he's got 67% takedown defense, taking on Chase Sherman. Gone 1-2 since making his return to the UFC in 2018. Has some pretty high volume striking as well, averaging 6.2 strikes per minute, even striking differential. Also doesn't grapple as much at all, I should say. So this fight I see definitely staying on the feet, and honestly, I see a finish. I don't see a finish. I think both guys they like to go to the distance for the most part, for heavyweights especially. But Collier's striking is much faster than Sherman's and more technical. So I'm going to go with Jake Collier in this one. Gross fight. Tough to say. It's a heavyweight fight. Oh, that's even more tough to say. But I like Jake Collier in this one.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go with Jake Collier as well, but I'm not putting any money on this. This guy got fucking starched in his comeback fight against Tom Aspinall. But Tom Aspinall...
It's Tom Aspinall.
I think he's a future top 3 heavyweight.
Yeah, he's got a lot of steps to take right now, but I can see that in the future for him.
Yeah, I mean, we said look at fucking Cyril Gane a year and a half back.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got to take a couple steps, but he has the tools to do that.
For sure. And I don't want to turn this into the Tom Aspinall show, but it's definitely more interesting than talking about this fight.
You're right about that.
But yeah, Tom Aspinall he's very well rounded. Like the way he took Andrei Arlovsky's back and fucking subbed him, like that was quick.
Yeah.
That dude's an athlete. Jake Collier and Chase Sherman are like the opposites of Tom Aspinall in that way. They're not athletes.
Yeah, not necessarily.
So yeah, I'm gonna take
different kinds of athletes.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Jake Collier.
Yeah, we're gonna move right into the next one, which is Brandon Royval versus Ruggierio Bontorin. Bontorin.
Yeah, I like this fight. It's gonna be interesting. Royval's coming off of 2 straight losses, but one of them's to the champ in Brandon Moreno. The other one's to Alexandra Pantoja, who is an absolute beast. So there's no shame in losing to any of those guys. Bontorin did lose 2 fights in a row himself. He lost to Ray Borg, and then he had that crazy fight against Kai Kara France.
Right.
That was the fight where Kai Kara France knocked him out twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he knocked him down twice, and then Kai Kara, I think he knocked out Kai Kara France, right?
No, he got knocked out by Kai Kara France.
Oh, that was it. Both guys fought Kai Kara France. One of them lost, one of them won.
What happened?
Both guys fought Kai Kara France. One of them lost, one of them won.
Yeah, Brandon Royval got the win.
Right.
He caught him in a guillotine, September 2020. But yeah, this is a pretty decent. This is a good fight, honestly.
This is a great fight.
Badass fucking flyweights. But I'm gonna ride with the underdog in this one.
Who's the underdog?
Bontorin.
Bontorin. Okay.
Bontorin. Yeah, I really like his game all around. He won his last fight against Matt Schnell. He fought at bantamweight in that fight.
Damn, good for him.
Yeah, and he was able to win that fight. So good for him, number one. But he did pop. He popped for like a diuretic, which was trying to flush his body of fucking
make weight.
Yeah.
Or flush his body of steroids.
So yeah, it was to
or
do something.
Anti-estrogen pills or whatever they do.
Yeah,
estrogen,
whatever they take. I'm not a fucking expert on that shit, but
dude, we do steroids.
But yeah, overall, Bontorin's got a fucking pretty dope game all around. This guy, he has wins over Julian Paiva. I mean, that's probably his most notable win so far in the UFC.
Yeah.
But overall, this guy's got some dope fucking BJJ. He's a black belt. 5'5" compared to Royval's. I'm starting to like Royval a little bit more. Everything I say just makes me like Royval more in this fight. From the nickname to the height to the reach to everything.
But you said it. You're going with Ruggierio Bontorin.
I am. This is a close fight though. Like both guys are obviously very skilled. When it comes to the 125-pound division, it's not like 130. It's similar to 135 because like the top 10 can all give each other, or even the top like 12 can all definitely give each other a good fight.
Yeah. Top 15.
Top 15, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me, like I know people hate him, but like you're telling me you wouldn't pay to watch Sean O'Malley fight Peter Yan? Like you would.
Yeah, of course.
You watch Sean O'Malley fight Sandhagen?
Yeah, of course.
Like you can go with that through the whole rankings, you know? Or Song Yadong even fight? Song Yadong. He's good, but like
I like him. I like Song Yadong.
He's getting better. He's getting better. That's
he's young. He's a young dude.
Yeah, he's still like absorbing information and getting better and better every time we watch him. But yeah. Anyway, I do like Bontorin in this fight. I like his sub game, honestly. That's what sells me him in this fight. But I just got a fucking last second like
right. Yeah, it's a close fight.
Last second, like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Royval he's got a good ground game himself, but he did get submitted in his last fight against Pantoja.
Yeah.
But Pantoja's an absolute phenom on the ground. So
yeah, he's crazy. He's very well rounded.
Yeah, there's no shame in that. Same thing with getting stopped by Ray Borg. I mean, not Ray Borg, Kaikar France. I mean, the Ray Borg fight is kind of like, you're looking back, that didn't age well.
No.
But yeah, I'm gonna overall take Bontorin. He's a slight underdog, but I don't like betting on this fight at all because this fight could go the distance. It could get finished. I think both guys have a decent shot at winning. I wouldn't go above 60% chance of winning for either guy.
Right.
And it's like that for a lot of flyweight fights. But yeah, overall, it's just I don't love this.
Yeah, I'm actually going to disagree with you on this one, Dan. One of the very few of the night so far. Brandon Royval, he made a splash when he made his UFC debut. He had 2 fight-of-the-night performances and 2 second-round finishes, and then since the flyweight division is so scarce, he kind of got thrown to the wolves, and he fought Brandon Moreno and Aleksandar Pantoja, like you said. But he does have some really great BJJ. He's finished 11 of his 12 pro wins. He's taken on Ruggierio Bontorin, who's 3-2 in his last 5. He's got a BJJ black belt, finished 14 of his 17 wins, mostly by sub. He's had some trouble making weight in the past. He's already missed weight twice in the UFC. He's got a minus 0.6 striking differential, but does average 1.7 takedowns per fight. Both fighters are very similar, and that's probably why this is so tough. But I think Brandon Royval is going to go out there looking for a win, and I do think that he has the slight edge on the feet. So I'm going to go with Brandon Royval in this one.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong either way.
Yeah, it's very tough. I'm looking at the odds right now, and Brandon Royval is sitting at a minus 160, so it is close. All these fights have been close. Nothing too really heavy underdog so far, but we are going to disagree on this one. I'm going to go with Brandon Royval, and Dan's going to go with Ruggierio Bontorin, and we're going to move right into the next one, which is Giga Chikadze versus Jennifer Maia, and Dan's going to take this one right away.
Yeah, I don't love this fight either. Yeah, both of these ladies fucking. This is tough because
This is tough though.
Why? Who do you got?
I think I got Chikadze.
I can't trust this bitch. I can't trust her. Like she fucking. I don't know. I just can't trust her. But then again, like she shows that like she is one of the upper echelon flyweights, but she's just miles below Valentina.
Yeah, as is everyone.
But Jennifer Maia did put up a better fight against Valentina.
That's fair. Different,
fucking starched. She got crucifixed and fucking starched.
Very different fight styles.
I mean, yeah, Chookagian is like the longer, lankier fighter, and she's gonna take it down to the ground and do her thing. But Maia, like, she's got to try to watch out for that shit against Maia because she could fucking. She's got submissions for days.
Yeah.
Their first fight, it was like, it was pretty clear who won it. It was like clearly 2-1 Chookagian.
Right.
But like Maia's fought three times since then, going 2-1, beating Joanne Wood and Jessica I. Chookagian since then. She lost to Valentina, beat Antonia Shevchenko. So she battled with wins and losses against the Shevchenko sisters. Got stopped by Jessica Andrade, and then came out and beat Cynthia Calvillo, who I think Cynthia Calvillo is now on the not so good. It's not looking so good for her.
She lost the spark, dude. She just lost the drive to win. She just died those last 3 fights.
Yeah, she got absolutely picked apart by fucking Andrea Lee in her last fight, which makes like her which makes me like question how good did
was good at one point. I mean, Silvia Calvillo was good. She was really rising up fast.
Look back, like who did she ever beat?
Calvillo?
Yeah.
Joanne Calderwood. Jessica I.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's good competition.
Great, but
good competition.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm gonna take Jennifer Maia in this one. I kind of like her as the underdog, and I kind of like a sub.
Yeah, this fight is it's another close one. I don't know what the odds are on this one. Let me take a look real quick before I start. We're looking at -170 Caitlin Chookagian. It is closer than that, I will say that. But I'm gonna start Caitlin Chookagian. Coming off, she's on a 2-fight winning streak. Pretty impressive 2 wins over Viviana Rujo.
Yeah, Viviana Rujo is a beast.
Who is a solid prospect. She's an absolute beast, and she beat her. Cynthia Calvillo, like we said, that's what take it or leave it. And then Jessica Andrade, who I think so highly of. And it's gonna happen. So she basically lost to like probably 2 of the top 3 fighters at flyweight in that division.
Rujo is 35 years old. I will throw that out there.
Yeah, she's 35 years. Yeah, and she's just making her UFC debut like 2 years ago, I feel like. Yeah. That's tough. Caitlin Chookagian, she has an even striking differential, only 35% accuracy, only 52% takedown defense. You want to see a little better numbers than that, but she is one-sided, I would say. She just basically gets it done on the feet. She strikes. She's taken on Jennifer Maia, who's 3-2 in her last 5 as well.
Fights done on the ground.
Chookagian? Yeah.
It's not like she takes a lot of fighters down and shit.
Well, the last takedown she got was Shevchenko 4 fights ago.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
that's the fight I was thinking about too.
And then Jennifer Maia fights a similar way. She doesn't go for takedowns. She's pretty one-sided. So this fight is definitely going to stay on the feet. Also has an even striking differential, but less strikes per minute. Only 38% accuracy.
If it goes to the ground, though, I like Jennifer Maia.
I agree with you there. Only 53
bottom or top. I don't care.
Their stats are almost exactly even. Like they're pretty damn close. Caitlin Chikagian is gonna have a 4-inch reach advantage on her side.
Mm.
I do think that she'll slightly edge out. I think Chikagian will slightly edge out Maia on the feet. But yeah, this fight should be a pick'em. And I'm surprised that it's Caitlin Chikagian at a -170. It should be a lot closer than that.
That's a lot of the reason why I'm taking Jennifer Maia, to be honest.
Yeah, that might be a solid underdog play. I like it a lot, actually. That's a smart move right there. But we are going to disagree on this one. I'm going to go with Caitlin Chikagian. Dan's going to go with Jennifer Maia. We're going to move right into the main event, which is Calvin Kattar versus Giga Chikadze. And I'm going to start off with Calvin Kattar. He's 3-2 in his last 5. Those losses coming from Zabit Magomed-Sharipov, RIP, to his career, and Max Holloway.
Die?
No, his career died. Both of his fights, and both of those losses were fight of the nights, so it was close, entertaining fights. He's got some really crisp boxing, but can be known to get into wars and just stand and bang, take a shot to give a shot, which works when you're as tough as Kattar, but even then, it's still not good for you. You're taking unnecessary damage. But Kattar, I think, since watching that Max Holloway fight, Kattar is too tough for his own good.
Yeah.
And that actually is a problem. He's taken on Giga Chikadze, which is kind of like a totally different fighting style. Both strikers, but Chikadze takes far less damage, a lot quicker. Since joining the UFC roster, he's gone on a 7-fight winning streak, getting knockdowns in all 5 of his last fights and 2 in his last fight against Edson Barboza. He's had performance of the night knockouts in his last 3 fights. Both guys are, what'd you say?
The Giga kick.
The Giga kick, man. Watch out for that liver. Hide that liver.
Who throws a left body kick from an orthodox position that well?
Dude, he is insane. Both guys are strikers. Kattar, a boxer. Chikadze is a karate style. He's got some kickboxing too, but he's very karate style. He holds 2 black belts in 2 different types of karate. Not to mention that he was a glory kickboxer, former.
Yeah, I think more as a kickboxer, honestly.
Yeah, I think of him more as a karate style. He stands kind of like Stephen Thompson, like sideways. He's got the kicks. I think of him as a karate guy, but he does have some pretty solid kickboxing.
Solid traditional kickboxing in there.
Exactly, yeah. Chikadze, yeah, much more technical than Kattar and doesn't get hit nearly as much, takes far less damage than Kattar. He's able to keep his opponents at distance with those leg kicks. He's got very long legs, solid leg kicks, and he moves in and out very quickly with that karate style. Like he'll go up and then he'll come back. He's very quick to get in, like, so he doesn't get hit as much. He's very quick with that karate style. Avoids a ton of damage. And I see Giga taking this one. He's just the more technical on the 2, and this is going to be a stand-up fight. So I think Giga is able to just take this one.
So do I. I'm giving Calvin Kattar a puncher/elbower's chance of winning this fight. That's about it. I think Chikadze's got him beaten in the stand-up game all around. Calvin Kattar's a dope boxer, but like, what happened when he fought a better boxer?
Yeah. See, I think Kattar's toughness alone will keep him in this fight, but Giga is just the far better striker.
That's about it.
Yeah.
But like if your liver shuts down from a body kick, it's like,
yeah, you can't control that. You can't control that. Your body just shuts down. You're not saying. It doesn't matter how tough you are. You're right. It's if he kicks you there, you're going down.
And he throws that kick with such precision. I agree, and for that reason, I am very strong on Giga in this fight.
Me too. And I'm gonna look at the odds real quick. Let me see what it's in at. I don't get the odds on it. You got the odds on this one, Dan?
Chikadze's a -230 favorite.
Oh, okay, that's sizable. That's a moderate favorite right there, and I like it, honestly.
Yeah,
it's one of the safer bets of this main card.
I'd say, yeah.
Right?
Maybe the safest.
Well, yeah, probably. Because what are we looking at? At who's going to be on the main card? Collier?
I think Collier and on.
Collier and on. Okay. So those first 3 fights, Sherman, Collier, Royval, Bontorin, Chikadze, and Maia, are very close.
I actually like Brito the best.
Oh, is that on the main card?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give me Brito in that. I like that one a lot. I like Brito and Chikadze.
There
Those
we
are
go.
my 2. Those are my 2 for the main card. But also, give me a Jake Collier, Brito, like, parlay right there. I'll fuck with that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Throw Holmes in there. We're getting all the UFC debut guys. Making some big UFC debuts. All right. This is No Brainer MMA.
First video of 2022.
That's crazy,
Signing
man.
off.
Crazy. Signing off later.